Hello everybody and welcome back to 5 Minute Crypto, and today I have a very important price update for you guys on XRP, Bitcoin, and ADA. So to quickly give you guys the idea, Bitcoin broke out a little while ago. I was telling you guys about this for the longest freaking time, and to be honest with you, if you're looking at Bitcoin from the macro perspective, it is still in extremely positive territory. Whatever downfalls we are seeing here, it is all short term. Bitcoin is overtaken in terms of dominance. It basically happens the same way in every single cycle. Bitcoin goes up in dominance. Altcoins stay kind of neutral while Bitcoin picks up in terms of price. Eventually, Bitcoin peaks, Bitcoin stops, and altcoins start to take back the dominance and start to rise like crazy a little bit after, of course, Bitcoin hit its peak. Right now, Bitcoin is peaking. It's basically climbing piece by piece by piece. The complete market cap is doing the exact same thing, which we've covered a couple of times by now. It's basically getting to that top level and kind of layering out over there before it just basically is going to go completely insane, if you ask me. It'll get there, though, in the shortest amount of time. But to quickly reflect on Bitcoin in the short term, I think, or at least I see, a little bit of a symmetrical triangle here over on the 15-minute chart. Very, very short term right here. And it's actually interesting because I already was expecting a little bit of a breakout to happen right there. But look at what happened just before as well. That is insane, huh? So this is what you call a liquidator. It's actually a stop loss hunter is what it's usually called. It basically came back all the way to the impulse low here of about 59,000 or so for Bitcoin, which happened somewhere throughout the day here. It basically was a flash crash over on Bitstamp, where the price went from about 62,000 to about 59,000. And you can see in terms of volume, there was also a ton, which could mean that it was one whale or one guy with a really fat finger who did this. It's definitely feasible. It's definitely not too crazy. We can actually kind of analyze that by going into a 1 minute chart and seeing where exactly it was caused. So we saw it was about 6 p.m. somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, so it was happening right there. And you can see it happened within 1 minute, which usually means there was a huge market order which made this happen. And because it reflected back so quickly, it could also have been a small glitch on the exchange. However, since the volume also reflects it, and it's not just one very big candle without anything to show for it here at the bottom, I kind of do assume that it did happen on this specific exchange. However, you would have to verify it with different exchanges, like for example here on Binance. We can check quickly if we also had such a big fall, because if we didn't, you basically do nothing with this information. Again, you can see right here, I'm not really sure if there's going to be one. Let's actually go all the way to the end. There's not really one big dump like that, so we didn't get to some crazy $59,000 level. I guess we did, huh? We did go to 59,000 today as well at round 3, but it's more so, this one is more, I guess, logically formed. Oh, no, okay, there's just not a big dip afterwards, I guess, huh? Yeah, I see the difference right now. Very different charts, though, for Bitcoin on different exchanges, which is kind of funny. Look at that. Look at the difference right there. All right, but that's besides the point. Let's quickly move over into ADA and XRP. So for ADA, this is basically the expectation. And I actually shared this with you guys yesterday, I believe, as well. Expectation is to, again, from the symmetrical triangle, bounce back from about $2.11 or so, come back to about $2.20, and eventually break out and go towards $2.50, $2.60. I don't think it's going to be too crazy, but again, we need to form ourselves a little basis, and I think that's exactly for ADA what is happening right now. And then in terms of XRP, a little bit sad to say, but I would say this is actually quite logical, what we're seeing right now. We're basically within the symmetrical triangle making lower highs, but again, higher lows as well, which is again, literally the key concept behind a symmetrical triangle. It's basically where people are indecisive and it's coming in closer and closer and closer to a breakout. You can actually, if we were to use thick lines, see it a little bit like, oh, this is actually a very thin line. Let me use 4. In a very thick manner, you can basically see it like this. You're basically coming into one direction and coming into, let's see if I can actually show it in a different manner. And you're coming in that direction. You're kind of coming in closer and closer and closer to a central point before a breakout has to happen to either side, either the upside, of course, or the downside. We don't know just quite yet, but the fact that it's upward sloping a little bit, it's not following the, again, within purple here, symmetrical triangle, which would have basically indicated sideways, but it's upward sloping a little bit. I'm expecting a breakout towards the upside, just would not be too crazy for me. Then again, guys, you also know right now is the perfect time to trade XRP because of the 50,000 XRP competition, of which a link is down below. And right now, there's also freaking $3,500 worth of bonuses over on Bybit. Again, XRP broke out towards the downside a little bit on the short term. It'll come back though. Retest quickly at the $1.09 area. But again, my XRP longs are still open. I don't really care. Let's quickly see. My Bitcoin long is also still open, both in about 250 and even 400% profit on our Bitcoin trade, which is very freaking juicy. I'm not closing them anytime soon. I think there's going to be a ton of money made with this. However, if you guys follow my channel, you know that we could have traded this for a very, very small scalp. However, I like to trade the bigger moves in this sense, and I think there's going to be some bigger breakout towards the upside for XP very, very soon, which is why I'm just layering my buys here and going completely crazy. But that was it for today's video. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I'm thinking of doing more buy-in targets in the next update. So I will just tell you guys exactly where I'm going to be buying and where I'm going to be selling. So look out for the next video, which is going to come out tomorrow.